This is a good morning for us, and let me say why. We've gone through 2.5 harrowing years, and indeed those 2.5 years put on pause many of the things like this groundbreaking that we would have anticipated to be able to go forward with once we completed our debt restructuring. It is ironic that as we meet today, we meet with the shadow of Standard & Poor's agreeing to hold our rating and to have a stable outlook on Barbados. And this comes at the very time when there are about 46 countries globally that are on the precipice of a debt crisis. The world is in serious difficulty. We see what is happening in the United Kingdom with the pound literally tumbling and threatening to go below the value of the US dollar. I would like Barbadians to appreciate that we can make it, but we're going to walk a very tight rope. And that means everyone being engaged and understanding that this is not business as usual, nor is the world the same as we came to know it. The reality is that Standard & Poor's judgment for us to be able to have the same outlook, same rating, and a stable outlook comes at the very time that the last time that they in fact upgraded us was in December 2019, prior to the pandemic. During the course of the pandemic, many countries were downgraded. During the course of the pandemic and since, many countries have not only been downgraded but have negative outlooks. So that your words, sir, coming on top of that credit rating and coming on top now of the judgment of the market. And what is the judgment of the market? Last week, Barbados issued blue bonds, becoming one of the first countries in the world to do so with a pandemic clause included. But more importantly than all of that, for the purpose of the conversation this morning, is the fact that those blue bonds were oversubscribed and that 150% of what we asked for is what came to the table. Better than we anticipated, with better pricing than we anticipated. That is the judgment of the international community on this country. This groundbreaking this morning is the judgment of the regional community on this country. And we have to continue to just stay the course. It is not easy, and I understand it better than most. And I understand that we're not going to see things happen overnight. But believe you me, if we stay focused and stay on course, within 3 to 4 years, the country that we have will be significantly different from the one that has emerged from the pandemic, or that emerged indeed from us having to restructure debt. And let me put it in context, because I think people keep forgetting. When this government became the government of this country in May 2018, Barbados owed $17 billion. $17 billion. There's 176% debt to GDP ratio, the third highest in the world per capita. We are now down to 13.6 billion. And that is with all the talk of all the borrowing that you keep carrying in the papers. And all the allegations about all the borrowing that the government doing. And with all the borrowing that we're doing, we are still almost $4 billion less than we were when we became the government.